Happy Monday, everyone. So today I want to talk about releasing religious guilt. And so I'm going to talk about how I've always understood religion, and that is a way of life, a way to live life in a culture. Some people might say it has something to do with spirituality and God and this and that. And truthfully, I don't feel that way. And the reason I feel like the concept of spirituality is your incentive. It's attached on to all these rules and structures so that you do continue to have a certain kind of behavior. Meaning religion's there so that you don't go kill someone. Religion is there so that you are kind to your neighbor. That's in every religion. Every religion that's out there is not going to say go kill someone. I mean, they're all about essentially maintaining a certain order of human peace. And then your reward for maintaining those rules is that you get to go with a mythical god of some sort. I'm not saying that none of this is real. I'm just saying this is the story of religions. Now, there are of course spirituality, meaning there's spirits and these things exist, but what happens is people take those stories and then create a religion. They create the rules, okay? You cannot have a religion without rules. Now, as a result, depending on the culture of the time, they create this religion to dictate how people function. And one of the big things is that one thing they're always trying to control is your sexuality. The reason why sexuality is often sought to be controlled is because it's one of your first points of power as a human being. Okay? If I can control your sexuality, I can control your money, I can control your identity, I can control your foundation, I can control you as a human being. Okay? So that's the reason why sexuality is often targeted. So I had a client and we were working, and one of the big things that kept on coming up was Catholic guilt. Now, I have always heard about Catholic guilt, but I never really, I didn't know what it felt like. That's just the best way to put it. But I was giving him a Reiki session, and I really start to feel it. I mean, and I also start to feel the feelings that you have from it. I mean, there was so much anger. There was so much like confusion. There was the desire to have, to have sex, but also the guilt of even being sexual. It was just so freaking confusing, and I could feel it as I'm working like within this energetic field. I'm like, man, this is so strong, this is so like potent. And after the session, we didn't really want to talk about it. That was the funny thing. I knew we were going to talk about it, but it was, it's kind of like, ooh. And then finally, I kind of like gave him a little bit of room to just bring it up because I knew that it was important to bring up, and we just started talking about it. And I was just pretty shocked. I guess I didn't realize how powerful it was because this is a older man, not old but older, and I'm like, gosh, you're telling me your whole life this has been a part of your life, like this level of guilt of wanting to be sexual, wanting to express your sexuality and all that. And so it made me say, you know what, I just want to, and after we had our conversation, he goes, well, maybe you'll be able to share this with other people. So that's what I'm doing. And I want to talk about it from a different perspective. When religions are created, it's to control you, right? So if I tell you, don't have sex now, have sex at this time, it's really to control your house. Because if you have two people who, one, don't believe in divorce, and two, are committed to having children under, when I say you're supposed to have children, it means I can control your finances. And that means I can also control where your finances are going to go, because two people are oftentimes more stable than a person who's just out there. Meaning if a single mom is out there having children, she's less likely to go to a church and tithe. She's less likely to support that business. because that's what religions are, and that's what churches are. Churches are businesses. They're business models, really. If you ever pay attention to the church, it is the business model that most of our businesses function under. Plain and simple. And if I can control that, if I can control the first seat of power that you have, which is your sexuality, then I have a thriving business, don't I? If there's a reason why women are often targeted and sexuality is often targeted from a young age in almost all religions, it's because it is a seat of control. If I can control your sexuality, I can control where your money goes. Plain and simple. And if I'm the head of the church, I want your money to come to me. Because this has absolutely nothing to do with your spirituality. It has absolutely nothing to do with your so-called salvation. All that stuff is made up. It has everything to do with how I can control you. And your incentive for all these things is imaginary and not even something that you can see. Your incentive is a beautiful story of either heaven or the approval of a fictional God. Your incentive is that if you follow all these rules, meaning if you work hard to essentially always be in fear and follow these rules and of course eventually make money to give to me, you'll be granted with abundance. Well, your abundance really comes from working hard. Your abundance really comes from having such a narrow perspective and staying on a certain path, and following that route, and then of course having that money being funneled to you. Of course I want to make sure you're in a path where you're going to get money, because how in the world am I going to get your 10%? So think about that. So realize all these rules that are being put upon you, especially when it comes to your sexuality, has very little to do with anything holy, beautiful, spiritual, but everything to do with power and control. Okay? So that's my perspective on it. And let's be clear, that is my perspective on it. But to see someone have that level of guilt, to me, you got to have some perspective. Open up your perspective and see what's really going on, because feeling a little tingle in your penis or in your vagina is perfectly natural and there's nothing sinful about it. Wanting to explore that tingle is perfectly natural and there's nothing sinful about it. That doesn't even make sense that we would even associate that with sin. Okay? So I don't even understand. I mean, sin is actually, ridiculous in itself as well. But we get it. There's always you have to create an incentive for you to follow my rules. Okay? So I don't know what people think about that, and it doesn't really matter. I make these videos for me. But if you get something from them, that's absolutely phenomenal and I love it. So I would like to know what you get from it. Okay, KikiScenes.com. Just want to talk about that, and maybe it will help people out there who are dealing with that guilt in your loins, when you feel that little tingly and you feel a little pang of guilt that you shouldn't feel that way. All right, bye.